Peterhead has been a fishing port for hundreds of years now. It's all about fish, whitefish, pelagic, shellfish. We really are the centre of fish in North East Scotland. If you think of the fishing grounds being out in the North Sea into the north and the west, we're in a great position. Peterhead basically provides the facilities for us to be able to land our catches, repair our nets, maintain our vessels, ship lifts, painters, engineers, processing. I mean, it really is the centre of excellence. I think the people that are involved in the fishing industry now are really highly skilled people. I would go as far as to say that, but also very passionate. I mean, we've been handing this skill down for generations after generation. We're just good, hard-working people, and hopefully that rubs off on other people and enthuses people. And of course, that brings out entrepreneurs all over, whether you're a service company or whether you're the next generation of fishermen. A very key word here is sustainable, and we all know that means a lot of different things, but to me, sustainable means responsibility. We've got to make sure that we harvest enough for today, but leave enough for the next generation, because there's no point in us catching it all now, and then we find that people and communities suffer. We're managing now, but we're managing in such a way that there is a long-term future that people can build businesses on and build communities on.
Right, what happens is our vessels, they'll sail from Peterhead, and they will probably have 5 to 7 day trip. Then they come into Peterhead, land their catch and present their fish for auction, and it's our job on the auction to sell their fish and get the best price that is available for them.
60, 1, 2, 3, 63 man 4, pick wheeling.
There's a bigger capacity here now, and in the old market the vessels sometimes came in and the market was full, had to wait till the next day. Now they can come in virtually any time and get landed, which is a big thing. I mean, it's probably the only product now that is actually untouched. In the past, the vessels used to land heavy boxes because the processor, they sort of demanded good yield, but things have changed. Their customers now demand quality. The most important factor is quality. Boats know the more they look after the fish, the more they're going to get for them.
Well, my day starts at 4:30 a.m. I leave the house, come down to the fish market, inspect what's landed on that day. I then inform my customers, I'm giving them an indication of what fish is available for the day. They then give me an indication of what the requirements are for that day. The sale commences at 7 a.m. and we have to have all the products ready, processed, primary processed and onto the lorries by 12:30. And you'll find that product could be anywhere in Europe by dinner time the next day, and somebody enjoying it and eating it for their dinner. The main species I do is cod. Probably 99.9% finds its way into England. Majority of it goes to either top-end fish restaurants or fish and chip shops. Well, I buy the whole fish on the market in the morning, we take it over, and basically whatever the customer requires, if they want it filleted, skin on, bone in, or if they want it filleted, skinned, bone in, whatever the customer requirements we do, right the way down to even brush the teeth if they require us to do it. If they're willing to pay the money, we will brush the teeth. Well, the new market has brought a whole host of new things in the way of better facility, a better environment. It's refreshing to see that Peterhead Port Authority has invested so much money and having confidence to invest the money in what a so-called dying industry, but it's not a dying industry because, you know, there's a future in this industry. There's the biggest influx of vessels has been in 25 years, and what needs to happen now is we need to encourage entrance into the job, and we need to grow the onshore sector to create this not only Europe but the biggest whitefish hub in the world. We do now have requirements that everything's temperature controlled and recorded and traceability for food scares, etc., etc. So it's, you know, it's a part of the modern day world, and people have got to realise it's not just fish that's landed in Peterhead, it's actually food. And people forget this, that fish is food and it's a perishable goods, and quite honestly, and you know, if anybody that complains about it's too cold, etc., well, they don't need to be in the market. The first thing that hits people when they enter the market in Peterhead, there's actually no smell, there's no aroma. And the reason because there's no smell or aroma is because the fish is so fresh.
So you've got like Marks and Spencers coming down and thinking, well, if they're BRC, they're buying from a BRC, the boat's responsible fishing, we're responsible fishing, the port scheme, it just connects the whole lot, which is fantastic for everybody. The fish is magic, and well, as you can see yourself when you go in, and it's just a fantastic facility. And I get quite excited. People go, oh, listen, you get quite excited about stuff. And I do. It's because I'm so passionate. I really think, I really love this. So yeah, and the team's magic. Everybody is.
What we've done here over the last 24 months is nothing short of amazing. And what we've done here is completely transformed the way that the industry is actually operating now. We are one of the premier fishing ports in Europe. We have to maintain our position. We need to ensure that we attract customers from around the region and internationally to our fish market, because we strongly believe that we have an extremely good and robust value proposition. This is a fit for purpose £51 million investment to ensure that behind me, as you can see, the harbour, which has been widened, the channel's been widened, it's been deepened, so that now the largest white fishing vessel that is fishing in our waters can come in, land and go out again at any time of the day or night. Accreditations that we've got from the British Retail Consortium, and now most recently with the Responsible Fishing Port Scheme, have ensured again that that barrier is now being raised. We need to make sure that we continue providing that sort of high level of standard in the whole supply chain to ensure that that BRC status remains, because at the end of the day, if we have these accreditations in place, that means our customers, our stakeholders, all see the benefit of that down the supply chain, and that's the most important thing, and that adds more to our value proposition. The turnover last year was over £200 million for the first time in Peterhead's history. It was a good year. You know, we are reliant on nature to do its thing. However, we have the ability to handle this sort of value, and that's the most important thing. We are so delighted to be the first port in the UK to be accredited with the Responsible Fishing Port Scheme certification. It's important. We've worked very closely with Seafish to get this accreditation in place. And it's important because it not only just looks after what we are doing here in the market and beyond, but also from the catching sector. There's sustainability, there's the environmental awareness, there's hygiene, there's high standards that the whole supply chain has to now follow. And that can only mean one thing, and that means better value, high quality, and that's something which Peterhead is associated with.